You're watching TAG TV.
Good evening, welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Vishakha Ratan. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 1st of June. India calls for free navigation, rules-based order for Asian seas. Former Chief Justice Nasir-ul-Mulk takes oath as Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister. And NATO's Resolute support urges Taliban to endorse peace. And now for all the details, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday met his Singaporean counterpart HSIEN to boost bilateral ties between the two countries. During talks, Prime Minister Modi stressed the importance of ensuring freedom of navigation in Asian waters for free trade. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met his Singaporean counterpart HSIEN on Friday to enhance bilateral relations between the two nations. The Indian Prime Minister, who arrived in Singapore on Thursday for a three-day visit, was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the Presidential Palace, Istana on Friday. Later, both the leaders held discussions on trade and investment, maritime and defence cooperations, as well as on working together to fight militancy and extremism. Prime Minister Modi stressed the importance of ensuring the freedom of navigation in Asian waters for free trade days after pledging to help develop a strategic port in Indonesia.
प्रधानमंत्री ली और मैंने वैश्विक और क्षेत्रीय चुनौतियों पर अपनी चिंताओं को साझा किया। हम दोनों ने मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी पर अपने सैद्धांतिक विचारों की पुनः पुष्टि की और रूल बेस्ड ऑर्डर के प्रति अपनी प्रतिबद्धता दिखाई है।
Secondly, our defense ties have strengthened. Our navies have signed an agreement today, or exchanged an agreement today on logistics cooperation. We will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the annual Singapore-India Maritime Bilateral Exercise, or SIMBEX, this year.
The Indian Prime Minister also called on Singapore's President Halima Yacob to further strengthen bilateral ties. He is visiting 3 countries in Southeast Asia this week as part of an Act East policy. He was also scheduled to deliver a keynote address during Shangri-La Dialogue, an annual security meeting, later on Friday. In news from Pakistan, the Supreme Court of Pakistan on Friday reserved the verdict of Islamabad High Court that disqualified former Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif for life. Asif, who was disqualified from Parliament for not mentioning his foreign employment in his nomination papers, is now eligible to contest in the upcoming elections, which are scheduled to be held in July.
Pakistan's Supreme Court nullified the lifetime disqualification of former Foreign Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif on Friday. The Islamabad High Court had disqualified Asif from Parliament for life for not mentioning his foreign employment in his nomination papers. The Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, or PMLN, later challenged his disqualification verdict in the country's apex court. The High Court verdict came as one of several judicial setbacks for the ruling PMLN party in Pakistan since the Supreme Court removed party founder Nawaz Sharif as Prime Minister. Asif, a close ally of Sharif, is one of the most high-profile PMLN figures in government and was among names tipped to replace Sharif when the three-time Prime Minister was disqualified by the Supreme Court over undeclared income. Asif is now eligible to contest in upcoming elections, which are scheduled to be held on July 25th.
More on news from Pakistan. Former Chief Justice of Pakistan, Nasir-ul-Mulk, took oath as Pakistan's 7th caretaker Prime Minister at the President House on Friday. President Mamnoon Hussain administered the oath to caretaker Prime Minister at a ceremony which was attended by top-ranking government and military officials. After the ceremony, Mulk said he would support the Election Commission of Pakistan for timely and fair elections in the country. The former Chief Justice was unanimously nominated as the caretaker Prime Minister by the government and the opposition. The federal government completed its 5-year constitutional term late on Thursday, after which the interim government took over the reins of the country. This is the first time in Pakistan's history that the second constitutive democratic government has completed its 5-year tenure. Moving on, locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir are reeling under an extremely hostile atmosphere created by the unscrupulous administrators of the government. Locals in the illegally occupied region blame Islamabad has denied them a dignified life and their rightful share. Cradled in the majestic and alluring mountains, the illegally occupied region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir is often dubbed as one of the most beautiful places under the sun. However, now rotten heaps of garbage is the most common sight in its capital Muzaffarabad city, which is not only providing a breeding common ground to some of the deadliest diseases, but also defacing the pleasant scenery of the city, enough to turn a tourist repulsed. The discriminated region is also grappling with an acute shortage of potable water and a gruesome sanitation situation. While the normal life has gone out of gear, the civic authorities are least bothered.
यहाँ तक मुज़फ़्फ़राबाद दारुल हुकूमत होने के बावजूद अगर इसके अंदर सफाई सुथराई का ये आलम है कि मुज़फ़्फ़राबाद शहर की कोई वार्ड ऐसी नहीं है जहाँ पे गंदगी के ढेर ना हो। उसकी बुनियादी वजह यह है कि यहाँ पे एक म्यूनसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन है, डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी है और पब्लिक हेल्थ, ये 3 महकमे जो हैं वो दारुल हुकूमत मुज़फ़्फ़राबाद में जिनके ज़िम्मे दारुल हुकूमत की सफाई सुथराई और डेवलपमेंट का काम है, और ये तीनों महकमे जो है वो अमलन नाकाम हो चुके हैं। इनका काम सिर्फ और सिर्फ ये है कि फर्जी स्कीमें बना के पैसे खाने। मुज़फ़्फ़राबाद जो है शहर गंदगी से अटा हुआ है।
Locals believe it is an organized crisis created at the behest of Islamabad, for they cannot see people of this region leading a life of contentment. Pakistan has been plundering the illegally occupied region for more than 7 decades. People have been denied their rights and shares by exercising high-handedness. In news from Afghanistan, NATO's Resolute support mission in Afghanistan has urged the terror group Taliban to endorse peace in the country. The mission conducted precision strikes against Taliban last month, which its officials believe will force the group to consider taking up the government's offer of peace negotiations.
NATO's Resolute support mission in Afghanistan on Thursday said precision strikes against the Taliban will force the terror group to consider taking up government's offer of peace negotiations. This comes after the US forces in Afghanistan on Wednesday said in a statement that they had conducted a series of precision strikes over a 10-day period in Helmand province. The series of precision strikes were conducted between May 17 and May 26, which killed more than 70 senior Taliban leaders.
من نامهای آنان را نمیدانم، اما آنان فرماندهان برجسته استخباراتی این گروه، معاون نامنهاد آنان برای ولایت هلمند و رهبران برجسته طالبان از ولایت‌های فرا، هلمند، ارزگان، هرات، کندهار و کندوز بودند.
The largest of the precision strikes was on May 24 when 4 high-mobility artillery rocket system rockets destroyed a known Taliban command and control node in Musa Kala when a high-level meeting of Taliban commanders was going on. However, Taliban rejected the claims of several of its leaders having been killed and said only 5 civilians were killed in the strike. Musa Kala district is one of the Taliban's main strongholds in southern Afghanistan. The Taliban has controlled the district for over the past 2 years.
Moving on, a man in India's southern Chennai city has diligently put together a collection of old books at his garage-turned bookshop. His bookshop has a collection of vintage books dating back to the 18th century. Amidst a pile of yellowing books with the rustic smell of a bygone era sits 82-year-old S.A. Govindaraju, whose passion for books runs through his veins. S.A. Govindaraju has converted a garage into a second-hand bookshop with wide and vintage collection of books in India's southern Chennai city. Some of his collections include books dating back to 18th century. He also has cartoons and advertisements that are almost 100 years old.
In this apartment, this was my car shed which I converted for my books and storing them. What you are seeing now is my second collection. I have already sold 13 tons of books and magazines. So my books comprise of almost all the subjects, as I told you: literature, poetry, arts, politics, fine art, and crossword puzzles, and you name any subject.
Besides thousands of books of various genres, he has more than 5,000 clippings of advertisements. Govindaraju started with collecting penguin books. Eventually, he collected over 10,000 books which he sold off about 8 years ago. He is now rebuilding his collection. Migrants belonging to minority religions in Pakistan lined up for Indian citizenship at a special citizenship camp in Jaipur city of India's northwestern Rajasthan province on Thursday. The camp has already granted citizenship to 72 applicants.
Migrants belonging to minority religions in Pakistan line up for Indian citizenship at a special citizenship camp in India's northwestern Rajasthan province on Thursday. Forced to migrate due to religious suppression in Pakistan, thousands of migrants have been fleeing to a country to take shelter in India over the past couple of years. 72 applicants have been granted citizenship since the district magistrate took charge, and 64 are pending due to insufficient documentation from the Central Intelligence Bureau.
हमारे यहाँ पर टोटल 64 आवेदन लंबित है। बाकी हम पहले 72 लोगों को नागरिकता प्रदान कर चुके हैं जब से डीएम को पावर मिले हैं तब से। और हम आज भी यही सोच करके बैठे थे कि हमें एलटीवी और सेंट्रल आईबी की रिपोर्ट मिलेगी तो आज भी जो लोग आएंगे हमारे पास जो फाइलें कंप्लीट है उनको हम नागरिकता देंगे, लेकिन ये इस कमी की वजह से हम नहीं दे पा रहे हैं।
The Union Home Ministry in December 2016 had empowered district collectors of 7 provinces, including Rajasthan, to grant citizenship to religious minorities fleeing religious extremism in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Rajasthan was estimated to hold a majority of those to have crossed from Pakistan. More than 22,000 migrants are staying in refugee camps at various places in the northwestern province of Rajasthan.
The Muslim holy month of Ramadan is being celebrated with fervour across India. Demand of religious items has increased during the holy month in northern Jammu and Kashmir province. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which involves day-long fasting and praying more than usual. Muslims in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province are thronging markets to buy religious items during the holy month of Ramadan. Customers are making a beeline at shops selling various items from skull caps to perfumes. As compared to other cities, Srinagar city has been bustling with life as different items are on sale at various stalls, especially in front of mosques.
टोपी का भी डिमांड है, तस्बीह का भी डिमांड है और मिसवाक का भी डिमांड है। ये तो सुन्नत है हमारा, ये तो हमारे से ऐसे तीनों चीज़ें ये सुन्नत है। तो इस महीने में इसका ज़्यादा मतलब ये होता है, इस्तेमाल होता है।
Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. During Ramadan, Muslims pray 6 times a day, one more than usual. It involves rigorous fasting for about a month. They also don't indulge in any of the worldly pleasures and other addictions during this period. Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now our viewers can watch the show on southasianewsline.com. You can also visit us on facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.
You're watching TAG TV.